Hi everyone, it's Wendy. I'm here today to join in the collaboration for Tracy Fox's Creep on June. And I've done a few things with Tracy Fox before, but this is the first time I've done the Creep on part. Now, I don't do a lot of creepy Halloweeny stuff, but I really liked this idea because I watched Tracy's video on the 1st, and she made little suitcases. She's printed out some freebies, she's issued some freebies, and I've got some of those and the kit that she gave us to play with as well. And I also printed out some papers from past freebies for the signatures in the journal that I'm going to make. So firstly, I shall start with the cover of my journal. I have put together, it's a tri-fold, and I've got two signatures to go in here and here, but this is what I'm working on today, and I'll get to that in a moment. But I've done a pocket at the back, and the tag is blank at the moment, but it's a double tag, so that's to finish off yet. I just wanted to get the basic part down, so that is ready to go. So I'll just put that to one side at the moment. This is a list of all the collaborators that are taking part. So today is Friday the 5th, and that's me. And I have also cut out some of the, well, two of the boxes. If you are a follower of mine, you know that I make the journals. I did used to sell them occasionally, but that's all gone by the by because most of them were sold to the USA, and all of Trump's charges and stuff like that. It's the same here in Spain. But so I give most of them to charities, and I always put extras in and like a piece of paper explaining what a junk journal's about and how to use it, etc. Excuse me, I'm getting a little croaky. Anyway, back to these. Tracy made hers into a lovely suitcase with a little handle. I've just made them as boxes, so I'm going to include these with the journal when it's ready for sale. And I've cut out the journal cards, and I've printed them out twice, so I've just put those into one. And I've found some brads in my stash with Paris on to use as a, well, not a closure, just as decoration really. So that is that. I've got my signatures not ready, nowhere near ready. I've just cut the papers out, and I shall be adding to that. This I did want to show you. It's a centre spread that I'm going to put in one of the signatures, and it's a sort of mixed media effort. These are in the kit. They're like little tiny tags with creepy quotes on, and I put eyelash trim on, and I made a pocket out of some of the papers as well, and just put all those in. Use some netting, some of the images from the kit, all that. I just think that looks really good, and a bit of focal point in the centre of the journal. So I just wanted to quickly show you that. Right, I'll put these down onto the floor, out of the way for the time being. They're all blowing all over because I've got the fan on. We're getting up to 30 degrees plus here in Spain at the moment. That's all the ephemera that I've cut out at the moment. But this is what I'm going to do today. And we're working on, this is a pocket here. Let me just get my bone folder down there, see. But I wanted to do a sort of flippy flop of images. So I've cut bits out. I've inked a lot of the stuff with black ink. Now I must just show you my ink. This is an Eyes Ink pigment, and that's what my ink pad has ended up like all mushy. But it still works. and it's fine for something like this. I wouldn't use it obviously for printing, you know, stamping, but this just works fine. And I've just inked the edges of the images and the labels and stuff, and these pieces of paper here. So I'll do that as I add it. I'll just quickly do this one because I want to get on and show you what I'm doing with my Flippy. Right, just put that to one side. It is pigment ink, so it does take a little while to dry. But what I thought of doing was just doing just a flip with one of these images on each page. So I've cut out pieces of craft card and pieces of sort of coordinating card out of my stash. So I'm just going to quickly glue these together, and I've just trimmed one corner with a corner punch. And then my glue of the moment, I'm back onto the collal glue. So that just fits onto there. Like so. So I'll go ahead and do the other 3 pieces and I'll be back in a minute. Right, these are all glued on nicely. Now it's just a matter of arranging them. I've not done them all exactly the same size. So I'm going to put, just seeing which is the biggest. Some are wider and some are taller. But it doesn't really make much difference because if you can see the layers underneath, it makes people turn the pages over. I think I'd like this one with the spots on the front. So let's go for a darker one. So it's a matter of, I've cut little flaps, but I'd want to make sure they don't hinder this hinge here when it's folded in. So I'm going to glue this one down first. Just avoiding the spine, but I want to make sure it covers that image underneath. So that one's on. So I want a spotty one next. And I'm just going to glue it to the top of that one. It's going to make it quite thick, but it doesn't really matter. Again, making sure it doesn't impede this spine fold. Now that one. A bit like a waterfall design, which I have done before, but not the pull type of waterfall that is on a mechanism. I do enjoy doing those as well, and they add an extra interest to your journal. So that just impedes the spine. This one's sticking out here. That's a bit better. I'm just pushing it back a little bit there. So that gives you a bit of interest. You want to start looking underneath there, and they all, that's just oozed out a little bit there. One good thing, this collal glue does rub off. I could always put a label over that anyway. And that one, again, it's oozed out. Let me get me sticky rubber wherever it's gone to. That's usually in my drawer at the side. That's done a oh, there it is. Thought it had done a disappearing act. And that one again is oozed because I've moved them all, so it's better. And there. Not quite straight on that one, but it is a junk journal after all, it's not perfect. So then my idea was to put some of these images and some of the labels on. Like so. Then put, I've got monster, curse, beastly, creature, spooky, fur fear is quite a good one because most of them are furry animals. They are sort of spooky but cute as well. Just put that one there. Can always add more because there is loads of ephemera in there, so lots to choose from. What I do like to do when I'm doing a journal, giving it away, I do like to put a little envelopes in and put some of the spare ephemera in for the recipient to play about with themselves. Again, use these scraps of paper up as well. And I'll put a label on there. Very interesting doing these collaborations, or not even doing them, you just have to watch the videos, seeing all the ideas that people come up with. There's some amazing designers and makers. Let's put that one right in the top corner. And onto this page, bit of glue there. Right, I've got another image here. I did cut some more out last night because I'd only got the 2 here. I think there's 2 pages of these, or there may be even 4. So should we put that on one side and a bit of paper as well? Just ink these edges. Although this is like Creep on June, like I say, I don't really do Halloween or creepy things. But I did think this was quite nice, and I think a teenager would like this type of journal, like so. Put spooky on that one. And then this last page here, again I'll use this last piece up, may as well. Waste not, want not. And then I'll have to find another creature out of my bag here. Let's just have a look. I do have some more. I wonder what I've done with those, because I did put some more out last night. Oh, there's one. A frog or a toad. I do think digital designers are so kind. They do give out so many freebies. I'll put all the links below for Tracy's shop and YouTube channel, etc. So should we put beastly on that one? And then we just need, that's not working terribly well. Now that's annoying. I'm gonna have to correct that somehow, just bear with me one moment. Okay, what I've had to do is, luckily I was able to slide my craft knife underneath and pull that off and pull the next one off, because I need to move them along, I think. So I'm going to glue this back onto that one, and I didn't really think this out terribly well. Sorry about that, but we all make mistakes. Just get that off there. I might have to put some more labels over this too. So I'm sticking that one on. So I need these edges to be together. That one, and that one. Right, so that was my mistake. I didn't get these folding edges all together so that they would all open well. So what I need to do now is glue this down, but I am going to have a bit of a mess there. But what I can cover that up with is, I've got a piece of material there I could use, or I need really a piece of that paper that I used on these other pieces. Let me just look in my basket. Let me just see if I've got some scraps of paper I can use in there. In fact, I could use some of these pieces here. So let me just get onto that. That one I think would be okay, just to cover that up. So I'll just trim that down, just to hide that mess up there where the glue was stuck. I think I just caught it in time. So I'll put that there. That can glue on there, still making sure I'm not impeding the spine here. So let's just get that glued on. So I'm sorry about that, but we all make mistakes. Just to hide that mess there. Slide it up a little bit. Then that can glue on there, and I'm still not getting anywhere near the spine. And let's hope this works okay now. Glue that onto that. I'm away from the spine on that side. Not making a terribly good job of this one today, am I? Never mind. I think I'm rushing a bit because as I'm filming this, we're waiting, well, John's waiting to go out shopping. I just want to get rid of that glue before I press it down. And I want a label or something to go on there. So I could do curse and monster. So that'll hide some of that mess anyway. Come on, glue, play. Monster. I'll probably stick more of the embellishments in as I carry on making the journal. But this is my part of the Creep on June 2026 for Tracy Fox or Love Junk Journals. Right, spilled some inky there. Right, that hopefully is that. Let me put that away before it does any damage. Put that away. Oops, don't need that little piece. So, still not laying straight, is it? I think that's better. So we've got a little flip with little creatures, little spooky creatures, and that just adds a little bit of interest in the journal. And these pieces can all be used for journaling on. If I put anything on there, it'll just be maybe an odd label. But I quite like that idea, and it's still okay in the journal, even with when I put the signature in. because I've left a decent amount of spine so that the signature's obviously not going to be too thick. And then I'm going to put a ribbon or net through there to act as a closure. Decorate the top of the tag up, and I shall come back and show you a flip through when I've completed it. But that is my Creep on June creation for Tracy Fox. So I'll see you next time. Bye.